Hi! Memes isn't actually here right now. He's in the hyperbolic. He's in another castle.
So help me if he blew up the hyperbolic time chamber again.
I think he's pooping.
Although this is going to be weird.
Title of the conference was something like Ground Truth or Turtles All the Way Down. And so it seems as though there's one rule he had. I don't think it rules them all.
Yes, it's on the back of an infinite number of hyperrulal turtles.
Would somebody say cheesecake?
This brings up a very interesting question. Is cheesecake pie?
Fishies!
I love the fishes because they're so delicious.
Fishies.
I could eat a man today, and my mom says that's okay.
I think I lost memes, guys. Hey, sorry. I don't know where he is. I hope he's okay and brings back snacks.
There's people are commenting on the outrage of hacking the universe on a MacBook Air.
Here's some more stuff you can use memes. Cut it all up. I ate too much pie today. Angry Fyzz.
I think so. I think cheesecake is already pie. And it has crust, and so does cheesecake, which is why cheesecake is actually pie.
So you guys remember when Meme said he was going to like a special math camp? Yeah, I think he's still there. I hope they're not holding him hostage with all the math. And they feeding him good snacks. I thought maybe I would give this doing his show thing a try till he gets back. Hello, hi, Dreams the Lunatic. Oh, you're in the right place. Am I doing a good job so far, you guys? Rick is very emotional. I know. Me too. I just don't own the right buttons on my keyboard anymore to show you guys just how sad I am. I have to redo that. What? Mathner! There was some physics in there, too. I think he's a math nun. I think that's how it works. He's a math nun now. Hi, Joe. But, wait. Is that memes? Oh, that's memes in the chat. I could tell because of the way he spelled help. It's really him. I think. What happened, memes? Are they trying to make you wear, that weird hat? Oh, cool, there's a cat outside the door. Oh no, do the thing! What does this button do? One of these buttons might make me do the other thing. Oh, there's a different button. Technical difficulties. Hold on.
I gotta sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
Found a button.
I know I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
Hey guys, what's going on? Fyzz, I would expect nothing less. Thank you.
Oh,
All
good.
right.
Look, they didn't make him wear the math nun clothes.
I couldn't find my other bandana, but to be fair, it actually said Shinobi, but I was gonna pass it off
Oh.
as something monk-like because that's kind of like they can do some of the monk styles. It's oh my god, I am so going.
Yeah.
through many different hells. But
Oh.
how are we doing, everybody? How are we doing this fine day, Fyzz? Apparently, you're back in normal territories.
Yep, I am back home, out on the street in front of a nondescript car.
Well, all must be balanced in the world because flowing through all there is balance. But no, I was gonna say, had you been home a little bit earlier, I actually offered to get Piper and you an ice cream cone. But these things happen. There was a very short window. It was a very short window. Maybe that's something to do with crossing intersecting lines. I don't know. All I know is Professor Wildberger was talking about that. I didn't understand everything he said, but I wrote stuff and things down. But let's welcome our friends here. We have Rick. Good to see you, Rick. I hope you're doing well. He's a very interesting gentleman. I hope him and his family are wish them the best. As well as we have good old Deranged. Well, thank you for joining, my friend. We go back. Oh my God! When you start tracing the internet lines with a deep lore, it goes all over the place. Yes. OS. Yes. That's. I can't. I am not a mathologer disciple, so to be fair, I love his videos. It's absolutely amazing. I need to learn how to use that software as well as Joe. Shout out to my patrons, Joe Franco, Dave M, and oh my God, I'm running. Oh my God, words. Oh my God, it's in the doobly-doo. What does the doobly-doo say? Wow, I am so going to all those places, and it doesn't help hearing myself there. T-Carr, there we go. Oh my God. See, that's the problem about when you're in a monastery. A lot of times I try to keep up on all these different things going on around in the digital universe. And I don't do it all because I ain't God or anything, but I get around to enough places that I'm able to get a sample of like the things that I may or may not like and kind of narrow them down. I haven't barely done any of that. Barely any chance to do it. Like any other social medias and stuff. It's like, all right, we get in, we eat breakfast, we look some things up, math for like 2 to 3 hours or so. Then we have discussions on things. And then we run back and forth between the different boards and everything. It is a fantastic feeling. It also, it makes your brain battery go very low very quickly. But yeah. So how's it feel to be back in front of your standard park at a completely nondescript location?
Feels pretty good. Feels great. My snack stash still it needs more snacks, but what I left is still here. Pretty surprised.
That is amazing because usually unattended tasty snacks, they usually go real quick. I know I'm good at those, but Fyzz, I thought of you over the past week or so at the conference because apparently somebody was telling me that a lot of folks, when you go back, they start talking about humans. They domesticated the wolves, and that's how we got the doggos and everything. It's like apparently apparently early ancestors of the humans and stuff, the hominids are back, according to some folks, maybe 1.4 million years ago, according to some rocks or something. But apparently the wolves domesticated the humans because the humans would find, wait a second, these things will also like eat other things and useful, and it's almost kind of like the wolves domesticated the humans into being humans, and then the humans continued to reciprocate and domesticate wolves into dogs.
Whoa. Hell yeah. I like that version.
I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard it from some dude around. So that's I don't know. It seemed like a plausible story. I'm sure I mistold it, but I thought of you.
Nice.
So, but yes, no, it's been going well. I've been learning a lot of stuff and things. I'm starting to do the codings of this and that, and all I know is the more and more I learn about science and these different things, your origin story makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, all right, so what happens if there was nothing? All right, I hear a lot of folks in science say, well, there was nothing. And then there needs to be something. Apparently, according to some fuzzy logic and stuff, if there's something, if you all of a sudden categorize or classify or typify nothing, it becomes a thing. So if you can get nothing from something, why couldn't you do the inverse? Because in Wolfram Alpha, I just throw 1 over something, and that makes it flip upside down. So, well, effectively, you could probably get something from nothing. And then it goes, and then it explodes out everywhere, and all this different stuff and things, and all these different possibilities. And if it continues to cycle, if it happened to be, let's say, eternal, so to speak, I don't know, you could get pretty much every iteration of the different stuff and things and the combinations and everything, and we may have figured out like 1 universe year. It's a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever the current thing is, like with like 25 zeros after it or something like that. So it's a gimungo-normous thing, not just ginormous, gimungo-normous. I'm not sure it's an exact scientific calculation, but all I know is if the foe is a calculation, the foe, FOE, it's like about the energy emitted in like a supernova or something like that. It's like 10 to the 44 newtons or something crazy like that. And they literally just took the acronym. So scientists have been trolls for many years, and I expect nothing less. But that's basically what I got going on. So what's on the dealio? What's on the down low? I heard I saw Piper a wee bit tipsy last night. She did an effort show, and I think pre-game for the slums or something like that. Apparently Anthony's getting a particular group going of different individuals, not always that like each other, and he tries to do the neutral ground thing. Hey, power to him. It's very interesting. One of the funniest things I saw, oh god, now we're getting into the gossip and everything. All of a sudden, he invites 2 people that aren't fans of each other. They're on that. One person, all of a sudden, instant attack and everything. And then another time, it's just very interesting to see how people connect. Because if all of a sudden the one person that kind of connects those people, even if they don't hate each other, if they don't really know each other, that person leaves to like use the little boys or wolf girls room or something like that. All of a sudden it's like silence. It's like nothing there, and like everyone senses the awkwardness. The people get more awkward, and then I don't know. I view it just kind of like either 2 cats or dogs that just don't know each other, and they're a little, and all of a sudden they get together, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe they work it out. Maybe they start humping each other. Maybe they just maul each other to the death. I don't know. I'm not a behavioral scientist, but yeah.
Luckily, I'll give you. Oh, I watched some of them. Piper. I think in the early days she went on some of them neutral grounds, and she kept saying, "Nah, it's just a nice way of saying blood sports." And I didn't understand. After you watch so many, you understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well. See, you were between. You didn't have blood sports with Lord Baphomet. You had more of a battle. Blood sports was
Yeah.
like, yeah. Well, it's beyond the banter where you could just go to Sizzler afterwards. It's more like I'm gonna say all the meanest things because you're on the internet and you can't touch me. You can't touch me.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what I think.
basically, hey, let's go find people that have like beef, and put them on display, but amplify that beef so that everybody else gets to watch and cringe at a shouting fest where nothing gets fixed, and people can't even tell what's being said.
Yeah. Well, apparently, according to some deep lore, at least within the greater valence of the skeptic community or whatever that was, I think a lot of the blood sports just started as like people just like this would be funny if we kind of like it was just a back conversation. They were having banter, like, well, let's just amplify this and play into it. And then people started to play into it, and then other folks around them thought they thought it was real, so they started having real beefs and everything. And those real beefs started to affect the fake beefs, which turned into real beef, and then it continued from there. And then people saw it got a lot of clicks, and that became the model for a while. It's
now they try to like they find like a angry badger and a freaking mongoose, and they're like, this works, let's shake him up a little bit and then toss him in this ring and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh my God. For a second there, I went because some of the folks involved with this, I think, were badgers or something like that. There was a badger crew. Well, this is the thing. I see a lot of these folks, and a lot of these folks have different like anthropomorphic avatars. I mean, nobody would ever do something like that. And I see all these folks, and then I hear like a lot of furry bashing, and I'm like, are a lot of these people just self-hating furries? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not a furry. I just happen to use this avatar. I happen to occasionally, when it's tasteful, pretend to be a mongoose, a badger, a wolf, a bear, yada, 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 or dragon. But I don't know. Nobody would ever be a hypocrite or project on the internet. That's all I can say.
Right? But I don't know how some people will get called a furry without using all of that, and then there's people that use all that, like always have like an anthropomorphic animal as a representation or stuff, and they don't get accused. So I'm really confused at like how that works at all.
The beautiful part about the internet is, number one, you never know who's watching, for better or worse. It's definitely a two-way street. But this is how you can share ideas, again, for better or worse. It kind of goes back to, I think, James's paradoxism. The more and more I think about the theories of nothing community, the more it does kind of make sense, even though I thought I was just like, hey, you guys do focus on that. Let me try some calculations. Let me see if I can see the patterns in the science. If you want to figure out how consciousness is a thing, power to you. That sounds hard. Or extremely easy, depending on your basis, because it's the whole like, the panpsychism, is everything conscious? Fyzz, based upon your lore, what are your thoughts on consciousness?
Living things.
What is living?
Well, living things not necessarily have a consciousness, but they do produce enough of their own energy, that if they are allowed to do that for long enough, they might reach a different level of being. But also places can hang on to enough energy to hang around where it'll at least feel like even places do. So otherwise, it's a lot of humans projecting theirs onto other objects.
That I think is quite accurate in a very kind of area. Okay, hold on, wait. So what you're saying is that Earth is alive?
You could say that.
Here's one for you, Fyzz. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Oh man. 'Cause 7's part of the Bloods, I believe. And 6 is part of the Crips.
The Memes of Destruction channel has taken no side on. Okay, we've taken sides on different things. Fyzz is not a clique or gangologist. I apologize. I don't know. I'm just trying. I try to avoid I think it was because that 7, 8, 9. I think that's a joke.
Why would it do that?
I don't know, because maybe 9 is the tastiest of snacks. It is the largest integer. Well, that's assuming single row thingies. So maybe it is the tastiest of snacks. Maybe we've discovered right now why 7, 8, 9. Yes. Thank you, Upside.
Does that make numbers cannibals?
I think it does. Or
is that only if they eat their own number? Like if a 7 eats a 7.
That's actually a difficult question. We were talking about that via coding earlier. It's like what inherits different things. It's like it literally starts with, I'm looking at the board here. It's blocked by the thing, but is a ... Next category has a ... behaves like semicolon. It's like, all right, you've got a thing. It has more different things, and it does certain stuff. So I'm like, apparently
the semicolon really throws me for a loop there.
I don't know. I'm unsure about exactly what that means myself. I'm supposed to learn about it.
I understood the ellipses, and then all of a sudden you throw a semicolon in there, and I'm like, whoa, what?
It's. Again, I'm just reading what's on the board. I have no idea if he just happened to change his notation, which could totally be the case. Otherwise, I'm assuming, okay, it's different category. That's why I said it was 2 layers of things, 1 layer of stuff, and then we continue onward. And again, those different things may be made up of their own stuff. It's like, I am not a programmer, but I'm slowly learning how. Dude, it took me so long to line up columns in like this Wolfram notebook and everything. But like once I actually got lined up, I'm like, oh my God, I can actually start to make this stuff look kind of professional. So rather than a ranting lunatic on the internet, I could submit a paper or something. That's cool and terrifying at the same time. But yes, speaking of papers,
teaching you Excel over there?
I learned that long ago. To be fair, I still might use that, but I'm trying to use like the Wolfram stuff because it has like this magical commands you can use. Because even Professor Wolfram, it was crazy because like we started our math regimen like Monday morning. It's like, all right, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You get your stuff and things. Couple hours of math camp. Go through, learn things that I thought I learned long ago, and then learn all like these little tips and tricks. The crazy thing is what we learned on math camp day 1. Apparently later in the day, Professor Stephen Wolfram came on and started a new series, the history and what was it? The history and something of mathematics. Like he literally just started like talking about the history of math. I'm like, all right, Pythagoras, Archimedes, Euclid. I'm like, all right, he's talking about the stuff I literally learned earlier today. And then he busts out the Wolfram notebook, and I just look at the look on his face, and he looks so happy. It's like, for a guy that quit professoring at the beginning of his career, he seems to be doing a lot of professoring. And like he's there, and like, oh my God, it's like watching a wizard doing all these different things and everything. Like other folks, like that's like it's like, wow, it is kind of like digital wizardry. It's because you're literally doing inputs. It's like, how does that happen? I don't know. And any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So that was the little yes. Fyzz has eaten many things, potentially even my ancestors. We don't speak about that much, but it is deep lore. But yes,
it do gain its power. Oh, 7, 8, and 9. That makes sense. 9 is bigger than 7. Maybe not physically, but is a larger number, a larger amount. So that would make sense, especially if you think of the numbers like levels. A level 7, 8, a level 9. That should make the level 7 a level 8.
maybe they teamed up. Maybe they got together and they did the little 7-8 thing, and all of a sudden you had like a 15. The 15 was able to go 9 and became 24, which is actually the gamma function to the 5th or whatever. When you say gamma of 5, it's 24. Wow, that's very powerful. It's actually on the board too. A little scary. Oh God, the
Definitely
jokes are
can
becoming
understand
recursive.
why the number 6 would be scared. It makes it definitely making sense. Although number 6 is, if it's a lower level, then there's no real like good reason for 7 to eat it, because it wouldn't really level up, would it?
Now maybe they do like a fusion dance or something, because like is that what the plus symbol is? It's like these two numbers are like doing like a fusion or something together.
True.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that going.
But is that the same as eating them?
I'm grasping right now. I have very little, but hey, I'm trying to work with what I got. But
it's like animal plus food minus poop.
Oh, would division be would division? No, division is eating, because you're actually literally taking away. You're consuming it, and there may be a remainder. So division is actually the digestive system.
So would the remainder technically be the poop food? Like creature divided by food divided by creature. And then there might be a remainder of food, but also they get rid of some of that in the form of poop. Like they don't keep that. But that would still be subtraction afterwards, wouldn't it?
Well, division is actually a series of subtractions. I learned that at math camp. It's because it's just you're just continually taking away from. So
just like a multiplication. Wow, there's a bunch of pluses.
Mm-hmm. That actually is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a continued iteration, and then for the exponentials, it's like, all right, let's shorthand this. Well, how are we gonna level up even more? We're gonna add caret, a little caret symbol that goes. So you throw it above there, and then you can raise the powers. You can do negative powers to make it go down. You can throw 1 over it. It literally reminds me of like Naruto. It's like, all right, let's do our little signs and everything. You weave the right signs, you say the right things, you go through the motion, you focus your chakra, your ki, your energy, whatever the heck you want to call it, because apparently energy could be in electron volts, it could be joules, it could be mass motioning, going through different things, being in different potential, and then kinetic energy and stuff like that. It's like there are like interactions and everything. So it kind of goes from, it's like, all right, we got some stuff, we do some things, there's some math and everything, but we let the computers do that, and then out pop double stuffed Oreos.
Oh, I like this math.
Yeah, no, it's the math.
I'm hoping they don't pop out the wrong part though. That would suck.
Wait. Which part?
The minus poop part.
Oh! I'm sorry. I forgot that I had highlighted. Come out
that end.
Oh, I mean, they can, then maybe. I mean, ultimately you want them to come out some end eventually. I mean, otherwise, then you have all that sugar and everything. It's not always the best thing for you, but yes, it is a circle of life, and then the animals crapped upon the ground, and their nitrogen was absorbed, and the cycle continues. They didn't touch upon that in The Lion King. To be fair, they also
that's a different equation, because then that will be poop plus soil. I don't know if there's a minus there. I think it stays there.
Well, energy needs to be conserved. That's the one thing, whether it's an energy form, whether it's a mass form, whether it's doing stuff for a particular thing, just as long as things are conserved, as long as it equals the same thing that you started with, should be all right. it's when things get out of balance that things get all wacky and everything. It's like, oh, human beings. It's like, well, we could split and fuse the atom. We can modify things and like genetic codes and everything. We've become incredibly smart about different things. Have we kept up with wisdom?
Mm.
I don't know.
I don't know why that reminded me, but like, when humans are always kind of like, if I could travel back in time to change something, to fix history, even though that's not how it works. But if I could, I would do this. You know what? I never hear, and I really think humans should consider if they figure out how to do this, and it makes sense. Humans should really go back to that dude that invented leaded fuel, and probably get rid of that guy before he does that.
Oh, so you're saying we should send him to like dance camp or something?
Maybe get him to choose a different career or something. Because did you know that the leaded fuel still affects your planet to this day? And the entire average intelligence of humans was actually lowered considerably thanks to leaded fuel emissions.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, y'all scientists figured that out. That you guys' intelligence, like your IQ, your in general,
We were
even if you guys
poisoning
didn't
people.
know, y'all were way smarter, way farther back in the day. Even though you guys are still figuring stuff out, and that's good. Y'all are still pretty smart. But just imagine where the human potential would have been at right now, where you guys would have been at right now, if that dude hadn't have been allowed to do that. He also knew that was dangerous.
I feel like either you told me that on this program or I heard that from somebody else, because it's like, oh, we do this. Why do we do it? Money, duh.
Monies. Yep.
I'm not saying it's the root of all evil. It happens to wander it pretty dang well, though.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah. Yes. But on the note, Fyzz. I thought that was a collective Fyzz intelligence. I mean, Fyzz is digital, so she does have access to the internet and all of the stuff and things we say, for better or worse. So, yes, one does push the other. Yes, actions, reactions. Though apparently they went back and like some of Newton's Principia Mathematica, one of the most influential books on math and physics of all time. There may have been some mistranslations. So it shouldn't affect much, they don't think. They think. You come to realize all these different things. It's like a lot of this, I feel like people just kind of take as gospel. Like, not nothing to hate on like any religious folks or anything, but like for some of the sciences and stuff, you have these different papers and stuff like that. It's like, okay, we have these papers, we have these equations, and you look back, it's like the original sources. It's like there isn't even a translation in a language I speak, so how can I know what it is? Like even for like Professor Wolfram's like math project and stuff like that, he's like, oh, I happen to speak some Latin and some Greek because he grew up and they taught him some Latin and Greek. So he's like, and some French I can kind of parse through. I'm like, you start seeing some of these things. It's like, these are some of the smartest people of all time. It's like, that's awesome. You translated like some of these greatest works of all time. No. Okay. I don't know. Like there's YouTube translations to like different languages and stuff. Like literally after the stream, within a day or so, you come back and listen to it in another language. I apologize for any of the translational slurs, but no, that's a thing. It's like, why isn't this a thing for like, if we're gonna say that the science is the good stuff and like these are the people we hold up? It's like, why couldn't we translate stuff so people could like read like the OG sources and stuff? Kind of like a comic book or like a web novel or something like that. Like you can kind of see like the progression over time. Speaking of transitions, Fyzz, your story is being written.
Yep. Yep.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so there is a good chunk of chapters written and ready to go. And we're gonna start updating on Sundays, starting in October. I'm pretty excited. Also, the page for the book, all the graphics have been stuck up on there and fixed and stuff, so it's looking all nice. And the cover of the book is finished, so it's looking all nice. And that is, of course, when we started wondering what order we actually want the chapters to be read.
Wait. It's not standard chronology?
That's how it was at first, and then we kind of thought it was like sounding boring. So we thought maybe mix like the stuff that happens in the mortal realm with the stuff that happens in the celestial realm as maybe flashback.
I see what you did
So-
there. Hey,
Yeah,
was.
so there's more. You get to some action a bit faster.
It's just dragging. Now, okay, now you're kind of reminding me of The Expanse and stuff like that. Because, like, I got asked, it's like, oh, so, like, what's like a good series you can kind of binge? I'm like, well, I didn't finish The Expanse yet. I started out a while back. I'm like, well, that's pretty good. Like, within, like, I don't know, like the first 15 or 20 minutes of the show, it's like, you see it and you're like, oh, it's kind of like Game of Thrones crossed with, like, Star Trek. And it's like, oh no. They kill a lot more people than in Game of Thrones, and they kill a lot of people in Game of Thrones. So it's like,
Oh, man.
ooh, they get you into it. It's very well done, and apparently its budget was a hell of a lot smaller than a lot of other things that come out now, and it was good.
Wow. Nice.
Also,
I
different trade-offs there.
needed to tell Piper to try to kill some more people in the story, even though that doesn't really happen. It didn't.
Yeah,
in my
no,
life.
imaginary.
Some people have died though, but
in your realm or in the story realm.
yeah,
Or these
in my backstory, in my past, my actual past, some people did die, but like I'm gonna see if maybe we can fudge it a little bit and make like everyone die or something. So it'd be pretty cool. So humans will like it more.
I'll talk to Piper. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. See, the meta narrative is very important. That's hit this right on here. That's just commenting the great thing about Stephen Wolfram is that his Eagle provides a detective-like meta narrative where you're figuring it out with him. See, that's one of the reasons why I like going back to some of the live streams, because like him and Jonathan, both friends of the channel, they were on, and at one point they're going through, and like Jonathan was like at some like historic Cambridge library where he's going to school, and Stephen was like, well, somebody like passed me this book, like a professor, and it was a book from like some famous person, and it's like, I'm not sure if he just was meant to like give it to like a random student or he was meant to give it to me. I'm like, wait. So what you're saying is when you were a young lad at a fancy school, somebody gave you a particular book that may have been meant for you. I'm like, I'm not saying that the Stephen Wolfram Physics Project, Wolfram Summer School, and Jonathan Gar, I'm not saying that. I'm seeing a very strong equivalence between Harry Potter and that. But if that ain't something like that you can meme into existence, it's like there's a reason I do a lot of Harry Potter music. I'm like they're like doing through like, these things through the library and everything, and I'm like, well, they're doing digital wizardry. I'm like, I'm watching these things. I have no idea how they happen. To me, it's freaking magic. So I'm like, all right, they're wizards and stuff like that. Jonathan also mentioned it in a talk with Stephen Wolfram last year. At one point, I told him like that story. I'm like, I'm kind of memeing you into a wizard. I kind of apologize if I'm being offensive. He's like, oh, is it the glasses? Is it the accent? I'm like, yes, but it's deeper than that. And at one point, he called one of like the greatest mathematicians all time, like Alexander Grothendieck. He's like, yes, part-time wizard. And I'm like, I wonder if I had that slight mimetic influence to. I don't know. I just like seeing and interacting. And when I see people saying use different phrases that I had, I'm like, Am I accomplishing my goal? I would claim yes. As well as you have the goal of having a. So wait, is your initial story done? Is that what's going on?
No, she just wrote some chapters ahead of time so that she could post them regularly while writing the rest. So she's got some to like sit on, ready to post, in case that week happens to be really busy with like what she said was real work.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the little scattering things for the light. It's distracting me, and I'm wearing sunglasses. Yes, you have peace at the moment.
But that's what she said, at least. She said she was writing as much as she could ahead of time so that she would always be ahead of schedule for dropping chapters on Sunday. Yeah, just in case her actual work is too much on a particular week, she'll be ahead of the game anyway.
See, that's planning ahead as a content creator. I learned that. I'm going to try to start to practice that and everything. But again, I do miss this. It's like, oh my God, rather than just rambling on to folks that I said so terribly at paying attention to, I apologize, friends. But it's like, all right, I can converse with another person. I can actually kind of look to the chat. A lot of the other things, it's like, all right, I has an idea. I'm going to do a video on this. If not, I'm going to remember this the next time I clear my browser history. So it's like, And even before that, it's like, what? I thought about that 3 days ago. 458, something like that. Okay, we'll go to that. Whereas if I have a video, I just do the lazy way, go to my own channel, search for whatever the heck the keywords were, and I'm like, okay, here's where it is. Here's some equations. I'm literally doing that right now. It is so bad. Like we're such like a ragtag thing. Like the first time I ever sat, I'm like, oh, do you have like a list of this instead? He's like, what, like you don't have an Excel spreadsheet or something like that? It's like, that's a good idea. It's literally just like in the book. It's like, you need a calculation. You literally just check the book. I'm like, oh, now it's like, all right, we have another, at least like I'm going to be here for about a year and maybe another person has come on full time. And yeah, we're just starting to work some things out, have some ideas. And the long story short is we want to make universal replicators a thing within like 50 years. Can we do it? I'm going to claim yes. If humanity can get over ourselves, the power is yours, my friends. I'll probably clip that later. But
oh yeah, it's just a shame that the Piper probably won't be around to enjoy it. She keeps talking about how much she wants those to be a thing now.
I'm not saying it can't be something a lot faster. I mean, all else fails. If we know better science stuff, it's like, well, there's going to be 1, better video games, and 2, tastier snacks.
Yeah.
I mean, those sound like wins to me. And then along the way, like the whole like modern medicine and stuff like that, it's like modern medicine is pretty amazing. Consent matters. That is a big thing. Yeah, and then we're back to the reasons why I decided to explore science stuff and everything. Because it's like, oh, human beings. Well, I seem to get along with. I can get along with usually about 99.9% of humans. It's that 0.1%. No matter what you do, people will hate you. I mean, you can't help that. It's just a thing. Because why? Statistics and everything. So it's like, all right, well, if statistics are going to be a thing, it's like, don't worry about pleasing everybody. But yeah, human beings are difficult because I've made the claim before that we can solve for if we can solve for universe, we can solve for us. We can solve for us, we can solve for universe.
Yeah.
Which one is harder? Humans, I would say maybe us. Just base guttural response. Because it's like logic. It's like, well, human beings, we're following logic, but it's like the logic for me might be a little bit different. It's like if I see some fossilized eggs sitting around, I might say, oh, cool, these are certain things. Whereas if I happen to be like an anthropomorphic wolf girl, I might go, ooh, tasty snack. Just like that, as fast as that. I saw it. Oh my God. Do I have all my limbs? I think so. Oh God. Oh. Okay, it's all right. No, that gash on my knee was already there. Okay, it's okay. We're fine. We're fine. Let's upcycle is conjecturing is the meta narrative. Functions emerge. Babbling functions from a quantum babbling universe. I mean, I'm not going to say that's wrong. I mean, it is kind of beautiful. It is kind of like it's a beautiful brook. Here comes the stream, and then everything starts to disseminate out, and then everything starts to get watered, and then we get our protons, our neutrons, our electrons, the yada yada yada, stars, kaboom, yada yada yada, planets, Earths, waters, continents, stuff and things, algae, basic life, this and that, continue to complexify, cats, dogs, wolves, sheep, humans, yada yada yada, McDonald's. I think that's how it goes. Or Brundum?
Yeah.
Is that the Gatorade from Idiocracy? I watched that movie for the first time in like years. Oh my god! I sit back and I'm like, I mean,
No, right?
I mean, a lot of the internet's not all, but it seems like a fair bit of the internet has just kind of become like the "Ow My Balls" channel or something like that, where it's like, don't get me wrong, I can still find humor with another dude being bashed in the nuts. A terrible person, but when the entire most popular show of humanity is "Ouch My Balls." What could go wrong? What could go wrong? It's like metaphorically, mimetically, it's like we want to see somebody. It doesn't have to be their testes getting crushed in, but as long as there's some embarrassment equivalent of that, we laugh, we get the lulls, it gets the blood going, and more importantly, it gets clicks. It gets many, many clicks. And then people argue about things, and I think that was the original. It wasn't the original way that YouTube like really grew. It's because like every time you went back to like watch a video and comment, like every time somebody would comment, you get like a notification and then you comment. And if you're having like a little comment back and forth there, every time you went back, you had to like watch an ad or something like that. Or I think they used to at least count it as another view. They don't do that anymore for a particular login because people just keep on just refreshing and refreshing, refreshing. But I think that's how they inflated like a lot of view counts because I'm like, all right, well, if somebody's watching again, are they really watching or are they just like doing the thing in the comment section? And then they change the different things and everything. So, I mean, you never know. But yeah, something about seeing some of the just some of the things that they would argue. It's like you don't want to come off as pompous and everything. It's like you just even at the end, it's like freaking who is it? I forget the main actor, but at the end, it's like he then becomes the president of the United States after yada yada something Gatorade, Pepsi Cola, Taco Bell, Camacho. And at the end, he's just like flipping everybody the bird, and everyone's cheering. And I'm like, well, you encapsulate the attitude error there, and then you just. To be fair, it's like a lot of that does kind of make sense. It's because people don't like feeling dumb and stuff like that. Even if you're gonna talk about something complex, it's like. Yeah, you can use all like the 42-point Scrabble words and stuff. And there's nothing wrong. I like pretty words here and there, but it's like, are you saying that because that's the most accurate thing? Are you saying it because you want to try and sound smart?
Yeah.
The things that make you go, But I'm just like, okay. No, I'm like, all right, okay. Science is the aggregation of data. We have data about all this different stuff. It's like, okay, I go through, and whether it's like I'm listening to Professor Feynman or Professor Wolfram or a lot of different people, it's like, yeah, okay, if you do this, because you can actually do this now. You go into the transcript of Google and you type in like proton, okay, 12 times mentioned. Electron, 16 times mentioned. Stuff, 46 times mentioned. Thing, 87 times mentioned. I'm like, so the most common denominator I'm seeing happens to be stuff and things. Again, I might actually have to do that at some point. There's other things that I'm more interested in, but just again, I'm not a behavioral scientist. but I did stay at a Holiday Inn like I don't know, like a week or two ago. So I'm not sure if it lingers. These yes, there are very interesting movies there. Yes, thank you, Jax. We gotta think about these. But so Fizz, when are your stories going up? December or something? Brondo, yes,
October.
it's what. Yes, Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's
They got
the
electrolytes.
crave.
Well, it's a circular argument that you hear about a lot of things. It's like he's like, how about water? That's stuff that comes from toilets. It's
Yeah, dude.
it's like,
man.
well, the excuse is it comes from toilets. It's like, Brondo, it's got what plants crave. Well, why? Electrolytes. Because Brondo's got electrolytes, so therefore Brondo has what plants crave. And I'm like sitting there, I'm just like listening to like, because it was like all the smartest people in the world. They're apparently, it's like, okay, we have no crops, we're all gonna starve. How do we fix this? Well, he goes out there, it's like, well, they seem to be irrigating everything with like Brondo, and Brondo.
It came out of the water fountains and stuff too, like
everywhere.
Yep. Except toilets, apparently. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's everywhere. You're using it. It's like, all right. Now, just from a base science perspective, I haven't looked into this. If Brondo is that universe's equivalent of Gatorade, and Gatorade has electrolytes, aren't like electrolytes and that stuff, like, aren't they different forms of salt? So like, aren't you like literally salting the ground you're trying to grow plants in?
Yeah. But I can't remember, like, why was there like not like rain? I can't remember.
No. I'm sure like rain was a thing, but it's also like the cycle of different stuff. Like the thing is, once things start getting dry, they can get exponentially drier. It's kind of like if things start getting wet, they can get exponentially wetter. It's kind of like what is it? Like if you take like,
so the Brondo or the rain couldn't counteract the Brondo.
It wasn't enough.
Electrolyte.
It wasn't enough.
Okay.
Because like farmers, even like in this realm, like they'll still water crops and stuff. Like I think that's what like those big like curly things are in the fields and stuff. Like they kind of roll along. They got hoses and stuff on them. They like just kind of like water the corn and stuff like that. Because well, if you don't get enough rain, you don't want your crop dying. So therefore, you got to water it. But essentially, just the argument kind of seems sort of circular, and it reminded me like back playing World of Warcraft. Because like a lot of the people I would play with, someone would be like, it's like, oh no, I can't do this because of like a fudgicle. It's like, you're a fudgicle. It's like, I'll fudgicle you. It's like, no, it went no. It's like, you're a fudgicle. No, you're a fudgicle. I'll fudgicle you. It like literally went just like the back and forth. It's like, you're this. No, you're this. I'll that you, or I'll this you. And I'm like, oh my god, does that mirror like a lot of the things that happen on the internet?
Ta-da!
Yes, Dega, big curly things, lots of different spirals. Yeah, Adega may be referring to maybe a previous video. I don't know, Adega. I'm happy to speak to you. Just slide up in the old DMs. I know. I'm sorry. I heard that on with Arwen and. Oh my god, I'm so not perp. Oh my god, Arlena. I'm so bad with names. It's terrible. But yes, Fizz ate it to gain the power. That's what Turles did in the Tree of Might from the Dragon Ball movie. He ate the fruit. Yes. You need to, it's for the Tree of Might. You need to do this. Nobody would ever clip that. But. But you set the deep lore out there and everything, and it's like, oh my god, I'm so worried. It's like I learned long ago. It's like I try to cover my trail. I try to be one of those anonymous people, and then I made far too many mistakes, so I could easily find myself. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just put it out there. It's like, all right, you can find me here on the YouTubes at the Memes of Destruction, on the Twitters at Meme Destruction, or on the Pornhubs at Memes of Destruction. All slightly spelled differently, or just the amount of ofs and dots and spacing. But well, that's how we go around and categorize things. Because we're humans, we have different categories of everything. But actually, so Fizz, this is where I need you. Yes, I waited and or remember to the last 5 minutes of this program to ask you the most important thing. So we seem to be, the claim is at the monastery, we seem to be noticing certain patterns. And one of the projects is to create a resource library for programming that models the laws of nature. Because if we're going to make the claim the most efficient program is nature, then if we're trying to create the most efficient programming language, we would use things modeled via nature. The crazy thing is, the closer, it's taken like literally 20 years for like Echelon to get this far. It's literally like he's gotten to the point where it seems to be working. Because before he would do like, okay, you got a proton, a neutron, or just like an atom. It's like does something, oh, this is kind of cool, and then it breaks because it's like object-oriented programming. And like once something starts getting awry and you start to put hacks on it, you're either going to need to continually put it, because he's like, the closer I seem to get to actual physics, the more efficient it seems to work. To the point where like he ran like a local DDoS attack on his own system where it's like, all right, Chrome, Safari, attack me. And he pinged it as fast as it could. It didn't take out the server. The browsers actually failed because it was getting so many things. Like both browsers ended up crapping out. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, that seems to be pretty impressive. Again, I don't know all the specs, but I'm like, that's with one more recent thing, and you've still updated it, so it's getting more and more efficient. So now, like, we're kind of cross-checking. And as he was explaining programming earlier, he was talking about like ancestry, and it's like, oh, so we basically need to talk to like the biology people and stuff like that. So it's like, because like within like I looked at the thing, it's like, all right, life. And then you start to break it down, and it's like 3 or 4 categories down, you get to like animals. And then you keep on going down to different categories. It's like, I'll find it. But what can you share with us that you have learned from Piper, or Piper has taught you about biology, or your Netflix deep dives?
What I will say about biology, it really goes on with like nature itself. You left shit alone. It really, if humans had left shit alone, it would, it is its own running program, and it's a pretty damn good one. But even so, the things have been produced that still really serve no purpose, like the sunfish.
Wow. Oh my God. You just reminded me of just one of the greatest things to ever come out of Boston. But oh, hey Gap. Yeah, we're just getting to the end of the show now. Then this though some people may believe this may look like conformal cyclic cosmology or a potential jellyfish sex toy, this is actually the taxonomy used within the greater biological categorification of things. I am not a biologist by any means, but it's like, all right, where do we start? It's like, all right, hold on. Digging. All right. We got your life. You got a couple of things. You go down to like a domain. You get your kingdom. Phylum. Class. Order. Fam. Genus. Species. I feel like that should be a song. Is there a song on that? We need more like academic songs and cool stuff like that. Because like actually like teach something. To be fair, I got a question right on my initial driver's exam because of Weird Al.
Nice.
Because at one point in one of his songs, he does parody songs, he's like, passing semis on the right. I'm like, so this is a Weird Al song, it's a parody song. I'm going to make the assumption that that's not what you're supposed to do. So when it asked me, it's like, are you allowed to? No, that is a bad idea. And I got it right. So I'm like, thank you,
That
Al.
is awesome. I was going to think that I was going to make a comment about the jellyfish orgy picture.
Oh, yes, please. Here we go. Boom. Your thoughts?
Hold on. There we go.
No. Okay, you need to swallow first.
So what I find interesting here is that the more precise the classification, the more little dots it has, when you're narrowing something down. So I feel like the dots should go in the opposite direction. The category of life holds a whole bunch. Whereas when you get down to, family and stuff, that's way less dots that are going to fit in each of those. So why are the dots increasing instead of decreasing?
I'm not a biologist. My base instinct is this may not be a completely accurate thing. My thinking is that life, okay, you only get like so many types. Domain, all right, maybe it'll be a little bit bigger. But I would agree, once you start getting down to this, like family, like it should be converging. I assume that somebody probably should have done that. But to be fair, I think once you get the genus, there should be, I don't know. It's
against the species, and then that's got 0. Okay, the more I look at it, the more I kind of get it, because if we're just classifying something as life, then life, okay, plant, not plant. So I get it there, I guess, but that still feels like that should be the next one. So life should just be, yes, it's alive. So that would be one dot on life. And then the other one would be like, okay, plant, animal. But I'm starting to get it now. I'm starting to get it.
Fungus.
Why they would do it this way. Oh, that's true. Fungus. Plant, animal, fungus. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, we could. Wait, we haven't even read this Wikipedia article. Again, take it for what it's worth and everything. I just kind of like went down and was looking for like different categorification and things like that. But
yeah, but the little mushroom thing actually makes sense now. I just needed to stare at it again and think about the categories slightly different.
Yeah, but no, it comes down to the categories. So whether you hold in your mind, it's like, all right, it's like, what's this? It's like, is this friend? Is this food? Is this a good friend? Is this good food? Is this a friend that is going to end me? Is this food that will end me? It's like there's different varies and classifications of different stuff and things, and it's like it's a lot to actually think about. But all I know is at times like this, we're going for over an hour, so we'll wrap up with one of the greatest classic things that's come out of the great city of Boston. Well, all the Titletown and Revolution and all the other things aside, again, slightly hyperbolic statement, but I think you all will enjoy this just because Fyzz brought it up.
I don't know what this is, but Jay says it's a fucking big sea turtle. Look, it's a baby fucking whale, man. Holy shit, we are witnessing a baby fucking whale right here, dude. Oh, that thing is big, Jay. What is that thing? It looks hurt. I don't know. That thing looks hurt, Jay. Jay, that thing is hurt, bro.
Now, any guess from those of us in the chat on what the baby whale is? Because for fair use things, I'm adding commentary.
Holy shit, look at this fucking thing. Oh my god, what the fuck is that, bro? Jay, what the fuck is that? Oh man, pull back up, Jay. Come on. Come on, bro. Pull back up, bro.
It's waving. It's waving. It's waving at them. It's like, bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, my guys. Here, we'll do, no, not the thing. No, okay, never mind.
Bro, we're seeing some shit we ain't never seen before, kid. Oh, God, that thing looks dead, man. We gotta call the aquarium or something, dude. Oh, man, look at fucking...
They care.
Holy
they care
shit.
So much. They want to help it.
What the fuck is that? Oh, man, Jay, it's dead, bro, or something. Oh, my God, Jay. Pull right up next to that shit, Jay.
I bet it wishes it was.
Well, this was it was about a decade ago, and I think no. This was initially on the guy's channel. I didn't go to the right thing, but
Oh man, look at this fucking thing. Oh man, look at that, Jay. Holy shit.
all right. So before I take the channel down with enough cursing and everything that totally was allowed on YouTube back in the day, any guess? Yes, just I don't know if that's it, Tess. But Fyzz, you were talking about something earlier.
Well, you want me to spoil it? No guesses?
Give us the spoilers.
Okay, that is a
What
sunfish.
the fuck
A
is
miserable
that, Jay?
existence.
You want to try to pull it in?
Continue.
Let's hook it. Oh man,
so
that thing's just
the sunfish,
dead.
not only is their life actually miserable because
the
of
hell
just how they ended up designed. They ended up designed to where, yeah, they can't even swim all that great. And yeah, life sucks for sunfish. But what's even worse is the sunfish has no nutritional value. So other sea creatures don't even bother ending the sunfish, putting them out of their misery to eat them. They're not even providing nutrients for anybody. The only time a sunfish gets bites taken out of it is when dolphins are playing with them for funsies, or sharks mistake them for a useful meal and then immediately usually spit it out and move on. Yeah. So here's an example of nature left to its own devices and still managed to make a glitch. It fucks up from time to time. And this is one of those fuck-ups.
Well, there you have
Stop!
it, folks.
Here it is, right here, Jay. Oh man, look at this fucking thing. Holy shit! What is that fucking thing?
Another funny thing about the
Flounder,
sunfish.
man. Let's pull it in, Jay. Come on.
Another funny thing about the sunfish is underwater, it is actually meant to swim not on its side like that. The thing is, its buoyancy, whatever the fuck, bladders and crap like that are useless. So if a sunfish tips over, they're basically stuck on their side the rest of their life.
What?
Yep.
Are you saying that they get stuck?
It could very well be stuck like that. They can kind of find ways to get right again. But if they're up here flailing around, that one's probably just trying to end its own misery if it's up there.
So it literally was waving goodbye.
Yeah, it was basically like, kill me, please.
That's I'm still gonna play because it's humorous. But...
Let's get
Oh my
it.
god! No, it hit too far
Oh,
home.
man.
Oh no! Oh god! Now I know more, and now I don't want to watch that video anymore. But
Sunfish
so,
facts.
oh god, I'm going to hell for so many reasons now. But so Fyzz, you got any stuff and things, any streams coming up? Tell folks about what's going on.
So tomorrow on Twitch, I'm going to give the new GPU a test run. With some games that I used to be able to stream, and then all of a sudden I switched to OBS and switched to a more detailed VTuber model, and I could not run those games very good. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if I can now run those games very good. Tomorrow.
Cool. All right. There's Twitch is in there. We got links to this channel and all the other stuff in the doobly-doo below. If anyone wants to check Wolf Gold CoHost out, totally do what you got to do. But and then when's the novel starting to go out again?
First Sunday in October. So first Sunday next month, it's almost next month. So the first Sunday in October, and every Sunday after that, unless it's on, like, we have to take a break or something like that, a new chapter should be posted.
Cool. It's exciting. We get to learn the deep lore about our favorite monster girl. So with that said, thank you all for joining. Take care of yourselves. You got to remember that no monster girls were hurt in the making of this video.
I'm broken. You broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys? You guys! I just want to hug some gold!
Peace out, everybody.